And it looks like we are live. So I want to welcome you out. It's Sunday night, so it must be time for Learning with Lynn. So I'm Lynn Huber.
And I'm Richard.
And this is Richard. I want to thank you for being here today. If you're here with us live, be sure to say hi. And if you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so we know you were here. Let me move some things around so that I can share my screen. Okay, so you can see my screen now, and let's watch and see if we have anybody on. So anyway, this is our screen. Hi, Lily, good to see you from Texas. Hey, there's a big tornado headed, not a tornado, a hurricane headed towards Texas, I heard today. I don't know much about it, so I hope that it's not anywhere near you. I hope you're okay. And hi, Denise, good to see you. So today we are going to talk about 10 things to do this week, right here, for more customers in your Avon business. But before we get to that, hi, Sherry, good to see you. Before we get to that, this is our blog, onlinebeautybiz.com. This is where I provide training for all representatives. Everyone is welcome here. If you haven't already, sign up to receive our newsletter. This is to put you on my email list so you'll know about when I'm doing lives and when I put new blog posts out and that kind of a thing. Hi, Kathleen. Good to see you. So be sure to sign up for that. You'll also get a pack of my best recruiting flyers and labels when you sign up. These flyers are not for the free recruiting. I'm just going to tell you that. And I haven't changed them yet because I'm waiting to see what Avon's going to do with it. But anyway, they're still helpful. Underneath that is a search right here. It's a search, and if you want to know about anything, you can just go in there and search for whatever it is you need to learn about. And then underneath that is categories. So, you know, fundraising, getting started, leadership, mindset, prospecting, pretty much anything that you can think of is here. Also, here's the Daily 8 system, your Daily 8 system. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. But if you ever need to know how to get to it, it's over here on the right-hand side. If you're on a phone, you only will see this part right here. Welcome to my blog, this part right here. And then the sidebar will be at the bottom. So there will be about 6 or 7 posts, and then the sidebar will be underneath it. So you can scroll all the way to the bottom, and that's where you can find the search and sign up for our newsletter and all of that, okay? So today we are going to talk about this one right here, 10 things to do this week for more customers in your Avon business. Who wants more customers? You guys want customers? Yeah? And recruits and all that, right? You want to grow your business? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. And so we're talking, really, it's all about taking action. I mean, you know, there's specific things that will get you more subscribers and ultimately more customers, and that's what you want, right? And so, you know, all about our business is a face-to-face business. You could do it online, don't get me wrong, but it's all about building relationships. Kathleen says, I want some. Hi, Anitra, good to see you. Denise wants some, yay. So, you know, it's a person-to-person business. It can be online, it can be face-to-face, it can be, you know, all of that, but it's still about building relationships. And so before we go into any more details, we're going to talk about the Daily 8. So growing your Avon business is actually really simple. There's just 4 main steps, right? Number 1, you prospect for new customers and recruits. You know, you can only go so far with the people you know. They will buy from you, maybe, when you first get started because they want to help you out. And some of them will become Avon lovers and will always buy from you, but most of them won't. Most of them just bought to help you out and they're not going to keep buying. So if you want to grow your business, you have to grow outside of your sphere of influence. You have to grow outside of the people you already know. So you're always prospecting. That is so important. It's like the number 1 most important thing is prospecting. Lily wants recruits. Yes, yes, that's all part of it, right? So number 1, prospecting with new customers and recruits. Number 2, getting a brochure, whether it's paper or digital, doesn't matter, but getting a brochure to every customer, every campaign. That doesn't mean 5 or 6 customers and forget the rest of your list. It means every one of them, right? Number 3, follow up with every customer you gave a brochure to, every campaign. That means every campaign before you place your order. Number 4, take the order, submit it to Avon, deliver it to your customers, or send them to your online store and they place the order and Avon ships directly to them. And then it's just rinse and repeat. So you prospect, you get a brochure to them, you follow up, you take their order, and then you just start all over again. It's really pretty simple. Anitra says, sure do want more customers. I was just reading your blog on writing blogs. Awesome. Right? Blogging is a great way to get more customers and recruits. It is an amazing way. And if you're going to grow your business online, it's pretty much required. But you need to know it's not going to happen right away. I'm not kidding. You will be blogging 3 to 5 times a week for a year before you start getting any real response from it. But you have to be consistent. And you have to, it's all about filling that pipeline. You know, we talk about the pipeline. In order for your blog post to come up on Google searches, because that's how people are going to find you, is they're going to search for something on Google, and then Google has to find you. You have to show Google that you're in for the long haul. So it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. So, but anyway, moving on. So what we do is teaching you these 4 steps. We teach our daily 8 system. So our daily 8 system is a proven formula. And, you know, we talk, I mean, if you have a job, a full-time job, you're working 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, right, to make your income. And what we're talking about doing is capturing 8 points a day, 5 days a week for a total of 40 points. And you can click right here to print this sheet. I have to hold on a second because it needs to open. I should have had that open. And this is our daily 8. It's like 9 pages, but most of it is instruction. It's just 1 page, really, where it talks about where you collect the points. And you just put the week of at the top and days of the week, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So is that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Maybe you want to take Mondays off, so it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever it is, right, that works for you. And then you're going to go and you're going to collect points by doing these activities on the left-hand side. So prospecting for customers. You know, giving out brochures and collecting contact information. You get 1 point for every 3 names. And, you know, this is, like I said, the #1 most important thing is prospecting. And so, you know, if you could go out and talk to people and talk to 9 people, that's 3 points, right? And then I gave you an extra one, prospecting for team members, because I think that's so important in recruiting. And so if you get 3 people and you get their contact information of people that are interested in learning more about your business, I'll let you take a point for those too. So if you talk to 12 people and 3 of them are interested in prospecting, you'll get a point for prospecting and 2 points for prospecting for customers, right? I mean, I'm not hung up on it. You know, if you get 9 people and 3 of them are interested in selling Avon, but they still want a brochure, then give yourself credit for all of it, right? Give yourself 3 points for the 9 people for customers and still give yourself 1 point for the 3 prospects. The key is that you're doing it. These are the important things. These are the income producing activities that we talk about. That's what you need to be doing to grow your business. And then follow up with them 2 to 3 days after meeting them. This is individual follow-up only when you first meet somebody, and you're going to get a point for that. That's just, hey, it's just a quick text most of the time. Hey, it's Lynn with Avon. I met you at Wendy's the other day and gave you a brochure. I was just checking to see if there's anything I can help you with. That's all it is, right? Just a follow-up. And then, of course, as soon as you get their information, you're going to put them in your whole system, which we'll talk about, and you'll follow up with them now every campaign. You're going to get a brochure to them every campaign. You're going to get follow-ups with them every campaign, and that's what these are. So get a brochure to every customer. If you do that, if you use a service like we do, 1 point. If you're literally going around and delivering brochures to customers, then you can get more points for that. You have to do what you feel good about, right? Follow-up text to every customer 2 to 3 days before your order's placed. This is the one that goes out to every customer. And if you use our service, you just get 1 point. It literally takes 2 minutes to set it up. If you're like sitting there texting 100 people, you can give yourself a lot more points, you know, use your own discretion. But the key is that you're doing it, right? Place your order on Avon now, that you get a point for that, you know, sort and deliver your customer orders, you get a point for that. If you're delivering customer orders over 3 or 4 days, you can get a point every day, right? You give yourself. And then passive prospecting, putting brochures out door to door, various businesses, and you can get a point for that. And then there's another one for posting on social media. If you're writing blog posts, all of that could fit in there. If you're doing an event, a party, a show, whatever, You get a point for that. Now, keep in mind, if you get names at that event, you can also get points for the names and contact information, right? And then 1 point for every person you sponsor into Avon as a recruit, as a team member, because that's like critical. That's really important to your business. And then you're going to train them. You get a point. You get leadership. You get a point for taking the time to look at your leadership reports. And then there's business training, Avon U, Online Beauty Biz, Avon USA representatives, their Facebook Lives, all of that's business training, and then personal development. Now, I want you need these. You need the business training. You need the personal development, but I don't want you to spend your time on these getting all your points. I want your points to be prospecting, getting a brochure to people, following up. Right?
I was just going to say this form is kind of split in half. You get about to here. This top half is active.
You can't see your mouse.
You're actively working your business on the top half of these, and you're passively working on the bottom half. And I guarantee you, it's kind of the 80-20 rule that we talked about last week. If you're up here and every day you got a point here, you got 1 point for prospecting every single day, you got 5 points, and then 5 points for collecting team members, and then 5 more for follow-up and getting brochures out. You could have 20 points in the top, and you might have a gangbuster business pretty soon. You would be getting names out to people. They would start ordering from you, signing up on your team, etc. If down here you're spending time at 11 o'clock at night doing personal development and business training and contact and doing some of your follow-up stuff with the people you've already signed up, you're going to do 20% of the work you do isn't going to get you 80% of your business. It's all up here. So you really the big thing, like Lynn says every single week, is that getting out and getting new prospects either as customers or in your business, and then following up with them to get orders is really the key to your business.
And getting a brochure and then follow up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so going back, so you can click here to download the Daily 8 plan. That's what I just showed you. If you want to be part of our challenge, we recognize people. I mean, you don't have to be on my team, but because you're not always on my team, I need you to fill this out. So click here to log in your weekly numbers, because it just tells me what you did, right? All you're really telling me is how many points you got, what were you proud of, what did you do well, what did you not do so well. That's all this is. So, and then I can recognize you. And then be sure to join our Online Beauty Biz Facebook group, which I imagine most of you are in, but if you're not, be sure to join this Facebook group, because you want to be in our group so you can receive that recognition and be part of it, right? So, so that's our Daily 8. And so today we're going to talk about 10 things you can do this week for more customers. Number 1, get out of your comfort zone. Oh man, I'm so mean, right? I'm so mean. I know you're comfortable there. I know that's where you want to be. But you know what? That's not where you grow. You don't grow if you're in your comfort zone, right? We all have a place in our lives where we're comfortable. We're used to things being the way they are. But if you want to grow your business, it's time to get rid of those barriers, break free of your comfort zone. Get out there. You know, think back to any time you learned anything. I mean, it didn't matter what it was, if it was tying your shoes or if you're a doctor and you had to learn how to do heart surgery, you know. I mean, if you know how to type, think back to when you learned how to type. You didn't know in the beginning, you had to struggle, right? There's always a point when you had to leave your comfort zone in order to get good at it. And I'm doing it right now. I'm totally expanding my online business. I am growing my online business, and it means that I'm up till 3 or 4 in the morning most nights, and I'm stretching and I'm trying to figure out how to do things. I'm doing more with Pinterest, because I'm taking away what I learned at RepFest at the Avon convention, Visionaries Convention. I'm so used to calling it RepFest, but you know, the Visionaries Convention, I'm taking away what I learned there, and I am going full bore into Pinterest. And I've been on it, but I don't really know Pinterest, and I'm learning it, and you're going to probably see things from me, and I'll teach you as I go too. But you got to be out of your comfort zone, because if you're not out of your comfort zone, you are not going to do it. And Anitra, you called yourself out, so I can pick on you. Boy, do I need to get out of my scaredy cat mode. Exactly, you scaredy cat. Get out of it. Move up. Do it. Get out of your comfort zone. My gosh, Anitra, you have accomplished so much in your life. Look, I mean, for those that don't know, Anitra's blind. legally blind. She can't drive. She can't, you know, she uses a cane. And you have accomplished so much. And you've learned how to get around. You even told me that you were able to take the bus. I mean, all kinds of things you had to learn. Trust me, you can learn how to do Facebook Live. I know that's what you're scaredy cat about. Trust me, you can do it because you have done so much. And I know you. You are one of those make it happen people. So do it. Make it happen. There you go. You're called out. So number 2, start with who you know, okay? So even if you're not new, even if you've been with Avon for a long time, we talk about this all the time. And you know why? Because it's so important. But get out a notebook. Writing it down is more powerful than typing, but if you really have to type, that's fine too, right? But get a list of people you know. Start building that list. Everyone you know, put them on the list. Just because you put them on the list doesn't mean you have to contact them. You know, don't be afraid to put them there. Just because they're on your list doesn't mean. But the fact is, if you have a list and you're crossing people off and you're working with them, there's always going to be that name that's not crossed off. And it doesn't mean that you have to rush out and talk to them, but it's always going to be in the back of your mind. And there will come a time when you'll find the right way and the right time to contact them. So get the list, get everybody on that list. And think about who you know. And it's a living, breathing document. You're going to add to it all the time. You're going to cross people off. And you're just going to talk to them, right? And if you've been in Avon for a while, you've already talked to a lot of them. Hey, I know, and some of them are your customers. And so obviously your customers, you don't need to add them to your list because they're already your customers. But maybe you talked to them about Avon years ago. Maybe it's time to talk to them about it again, right? I mean, especially if we're talking about recruiting, because the unemployment rates are higher right now than they've ever been in the last 100 years or something, since before World War II. At least. And people are unemployed, and you have the opportunity to help somebody get a couple of $1,000s in their first 8 campaigns, 3,000 to be exact. I mean, seriously, why would you not offer that to them? So think about who you know. I mean, who does your hair or nails? Who's your insurance salesman? You know, who's your Facebook friends? Who's your LinkedIn friends or other social media friends? Don't prejudge anybody. Put them on your list. Here's a memory jogger. You can click on this and it will open up a memory jogger. You know, who's your cashier, caterer, chiropractor, dentist, carpeting, cement, clothing, gasoline, grill, tile, vacuums. I mean, think about everybody you know and write them on your list so that you can go back and build your business. Doesn't mean you have to contact them all right away, but add them to your list. And then, you know, every day you can maybe go through your list and go, who can I contact today? How should I contact them? Depends on your relationship, right? Is it someone that I can give a quick call to, or somebody I can text, or maybe it's someone, you know, I mean, I have an aunt. I have an aunt that I haven't seen other than my dad's funeral. She was at my dad's funeral
10 years ago.
10 years ago. And other than that, I haven't seen her since I was about 12 or 13 years old. And she's come back into my life on Facebook, right? She found me on Facebook. And I still haven't hooked up with her in person because of COVID. And I keep telling her I want to go to lunch as soon as it's safe to do so. But I did ask her, I told her I sell Avon, and I said, would you be interested in getting a brochure? I'd be happy to get you a brochure. And she said, yeah, I would love one. And I said, okay, great. I'll have Richard drop one off for you and I'll add you to my mailing list. And she's totally happy with that. And she's given me a couple orders. So, you know, I mean, I told her, you know, hey, if you're, you know, I sell Avon. Obviously you probably know that if you see my Facebook, I don't hide it. But if you'd like a brochure, great. If you don't want one, that's okay too. You know, I'm not trying to push on you, right? So it's just about talking to everybody and thinking about who do you know, who have you not talked to for a while? Who have you not added to your list? You know, it's a brand new school year, right? Is there new people that your kids are going to school with, or the teachers, or whatever? Get these people down on a list and figure out who they are. And then you're just going to contact them, you know, maybe set a goal 3 to 5 people a day that you're going to contact them. Work, you know, it depends. Go back to your daily 8. How many points do you want, right? So if you want to get 1 point for 3 names, then contact 3 or 4 or 5 people to see who might be interested to get 3 names. But if you want to really push it, then maybe contact 8 or 10 people so you can get, you know, 2 or 3 points, right? Because not every one of them is going to be interested. right? But just the fact that you're doing it is going to help you grow your business. And like Richard said, it's like expands. I mentioned this last week too. It expands so bad. You know, you get out, if you just get 3 names a day, that's 3 on Monday, 3 on Tuesday, 3 on Wednesday. By Friday, you have 15 names, right? If you do that the next week, you have now 30 names. If you do that the next week, you now have 45 names. So now you're getting books out to 45 people and you're doing 45 follow-ups. And you keep going and you keep going, and eventually you're gonna have 200 and you're gonna have 300. And I do have a blog post in here. If it ever comes to that I have a blog post about, and you can search for automate in the search field over here. Just search for automate. And I have a blog post about how I manage my automated systems. Like, how do I take them off, and how do I stay in contact with them if I take them off my system? Because you can't mail out thousands of brochures, right? We all know that. So if it gets to that point, just search for automate. You'll find it, or reach out to me and I'll send you the link.
Can I say something real quick? The easiest way, a subject that comes up that's the easiest way to contact customers again, even if it's people you've talked to in the past, the 2 easiest topics is with your customers. If you haven't talked to them in 6 months, you could contact them and say, wow, I just wanted to take a minute and contact you because Avon has so many brand new products that just came out. I didn't want you to miss out on some of these amazing new products that we carry. Also, you could talk about people, if you talk to them about signing up to sell Avon, you could say, hey, I didn't know. You could talk about with the COVID thing, you could say, hey, I didn't know how you were doing during COVID. I hope you're doing okay. But also, I just wanted to point out to you that, you know, in the past, it used to cost a certain amount of money to sign up to sell Avon. Now it's free to sign up for Avon. We can get you started for free to get your own business going. And if you're hurting for money during the COVID, it could help you.
And show you how you can make $3,000 really fast.
Yeah. But there's always this topic every single 6 months or less, 3 months, that you can open up the conversation with people.
Yeah. And, you know, a really easy way to say it if you're thinking about offering them the opportunity to join your team is just say, could an extra $3,000 make a difference to you? Especially, you know, hey, how are you doing? I know COVID's up. We haven't reached out for a while, just checking in. I mean, we haven't seen any of our friends lately. You know, how are you doing? And if they say, well, I lost my job or I'm not working, then just say, oh, you know, just a thought, you know, Avon's offering free signups right now. Could an extra couple of $1,000s help you? It's pretty simple, you know? Okay, so then you're working your contact list, right? Now you need to continue expanding your network. Oh no, there's that dreaded word again, prospecting. It's so important, you guys. It is so important. So in order to really grow your Avon business, you need to get outside of the people you know, and you need to expand your network. And so there's lots of ways to meet people, face-to-face, referrals. You can even meet online. You build relationships online, right? And then you take it, like you meet people online in Facebook groups. Find groups you're interested in. You know, if you're interested in crochet or Anitra's, she's probably, I guarantee you, she's in a Facebook group for blind people. Guaranteed. And so in those groups, you're talking about blind people, or you're not really talking about, but you're talking about the things that are affecting your life being blind, right? Or if you're into crochet, you're talking about different stitches or whatever it is, you're talking about crochet. Or if it's a movie group, maybe you're a movie buff and you're talking about different movies. Well, you're building relationships with people, and then you start to connect with people, and then you say, hey, can I send you a private message? And let's take this outside of the group. I wanted to talk, right? And then you take them outside the group, you send them a private message on Facebook Messenger, and then that's when you talk to them about your Avon business, right? And you just build relationships. And if you are doing it consistent and you're working at it, you could do the same thing on Facebook. You know, I know a lot of people that actually build their business on Facebook, and they get 3 to 6 to 9 to 20 recruits, or not recruits, but prospects a day that they add to their list, and they're working it just as hard, but they're working it on Facebook. Kind of go off topic just a little bit, but I was on the phone with one of my team members, and she was telling me, she goes, gosh, when I was watching the Avon Visionaries, I was so inspired by the people who are selling $150,000 a year online. And this person, she sells a lot, not quite $150,000, but she sells a lot. I mean, a lot, not far from that. And she said, I sure would like to do it online because she wants to, her husband's retiring. And I said to her, I said, you do realize that they put just as much time and effort into it online as you do to your customers. And she goes, oh yeah. But I wonder if she really realized that before I said it, right? Because building online, it eventually you will get to the point where these orders will come in and you'll just, oh, look at that. I got another $3,000 deposit in my bank. You know, that's really sweet, but you have to build that up. And so you're working it just as hard. You're doing the same things. You're prospecting the same number of people every day as you're doing it live. You're doing all the things that it takes to work, to build it. Like for me with Pinterest right now, I'm trying to figure out how to create pins. And to be really effective on Pinterest, you have to create between 20 and 30 a day. And I mean, I'm not anywhere near that, but I'm trying to figure out how to make that work for me, right? And so again, it's the same amount of effort. It's just online versus offline. You have to decide which way you want to work it, or you can work both. I think working both is smart because it helps you build your business like more well-rounded.
Yeah, Lisa joined us. Hey, Lisa, welcome.
Hi, Lisa, welcome. And Anitra says, yep, I'm getting ready for our virtual state convention too. There you go. Yep. See? And there's probably some kind of a chat room with that, I bet, or thing. So again, you can make contacts, right? So you're constantly looking to expand your network. So face-to-face, online, get out there, meet people. That's a little tougher to do during COVID. I don't know. We do the mall. We do these breast cancer events at the mall. I do it to raise money for my Making Strides walk, but it also gives me a chance to be out in front of people and meet people. And that was completely shut down because of COVID. We actually went back this week. Yeah. Which actually scares the heck out of me because the day we went back, Saturday, which was yesterday, right?
Yes.
Yesterday we went back for the first time, and yesterday Utah had 1,100 COVID cases, the worst they've ever had. So here we are now, we're in the mall. And so anyway, yeah, it's scary, right? It's scary. It's hard to know. Do you go? Do you not go, right? So, but there's lots of ways. Like I said, you can meet people. You can call. You can drop off a brochure. You know, you can drop off customer orders and be contactless. You take their payment over the phone by credit card or however you want to, Venmo or PayPal or however you want to do it. And then you order for them, you deliver it, you let them know when you're coming, you knock on their door, you drop the bag on their doorstep, you go back to your car and you wave at them when they open their door. So you don't have to be in contact. It's just a matter of you finding the ways to be safe and not let that be an excuse not to build your business. Because right now, my business is doing great. My business is exploding. And it's because I did not stop during the whole COVID. I never stopped. And yes, it slowed down a little bit in the beginning, but I'm still doing good. So, you know, continue. Now, make sure you get their contact information. If you click on this link, it will open up my drawing slips. So you're welcome to use those. What I like about them is I have it set up to say, do I want a physical brochure in the mail, a digital, by email, digital, by text, and it has that I would like more information about selling Avon. So as they're filling it out, if I'm in person with them, a lot of times I'll ask them, have you ever thought about selling Avon? And then sometimes they'll discuss with me. Sometimes they'll say nope, and I'll say, hey, no problem. I love customers, right? But sometimes they'll go, oh, you know, I did think about it, but I always wondered, and they might say something to you that now you can answer their questions or their concerns. And so this form has been really helpful for me. When I'm out prospecting, I take this form with me and I use it all the time. I tell them, I mail my brochures. Would you like to get on my mailing list? And I use that form. And that's how I get their contact information. And so then as soon as you get their information, you're going to add them into your customer follow-up system. This is just, the link takes you to our Automate Your Follow-Ups. Talks about mailing brochures with Campaign Mailer. It talks about dial my calls for doing pre-recorded messages for the people you don't have cell phones for landlines. And then it talks about texting Project Broadcast to text the reminders that your order goes in. So that's the whole article about that. All the training is on there. So all you have to do is click on Customer Follow-Up System here. And then if they're interested in selling Avon, or if they say yes, they might like more information, then you're going to put them, if they didn't sign up right away with you, even if they say, I'm going to sign up tomorrow, I still add them to my prospect follow-up system. Because 99% of the time they don't. They say they're going to, but, you know, things get in the way, right? And they don't. And so I just put them on my prospect follow-up system. If they do sign up tomorrow, it's just as easy to take them back off. And then, so click on this link to take you to your prospecting, how to follow up with your prospecting. And I literally have all of my scripts here, how I track my leads, all of my follow-ups, my texts, my emails, they're all in here. And there's a video right here of us walking you through the whole thing if you want to see the video, but it's all there. And then if you need more ideas to meet people, here's 100 ways to grow your Avon business. Okay, literally there's 100 ways, right? Use your product, you know, wear Avon products, get to know your products, always put forth an upbeat attitude. Here you go, follow up on every customer lead within 24 to 48 hours, you know, host an open house or a grand opening, wear an Avon logoed shirt, wear an Avon button or pin. I can't tell you how many times Richard and I, when we were actively working our business outside looking for people, we would wear name badges, and we do at the mall. We do anytime we're out and about. And you'd be surprised at how many times people would walk up to me and say, "Where's the flower?" And I'm like, "Sorry, I don't work here." And they're, "Oh, you sell Avon? Oh, do you happen to have a brochure?" So just like that, you didn't even have to reach out to them. They reached out to you, right? Happens all the time. My car, I get people all the time. Now, my car's wrapped, as you saw. It's on the top of the on our online beauty biz blog and on the Facebook group. But people will come in looking for me because they see the car in the parking lot, or they'll chase us down on the street honking. And half the time I get paranoid because I forget that my car's wrapped. And I'm like, what do they want? And then they'll be like rolling down their window, "Do you have a brochure?" And you know, I mean, but see, those things will get you more customers and recruits, right? It's hard to get their name though when you're like driving down the street and they're trying to get a book from you in your car. But on those times, I just hope that they'll call me, right? Yeah, they wanted it bad enough that they chased me.
It's funny. Last week I got a phone call, and a lady called and said, "My husband was driving down the street and he saw your car and took a picture of it, and that's why I'm calling you, because I've been telling him I wanted some Avon, and he said, well, I found it for you." And she called me from the phone number on our car.
So, you know, this gives you 100 ideas, okay? So seriously, if you get through those 100, if you get through all 100, there's actually more than 100, 114. If you get through all of those, I guarantee you're going to have a big business if you're working on them. You just can't read it. That's the key. You have to learn, and then you have to put it into practice. Get out of your comfort zone and put it into practice. Just reading it isn't going to do it. Right? But I literally have all kinds of stuff in here, 100 ways to grow your Avon business. It's in this same post that we're working on today. Number 4, create a Facebook page. I assume that most of you have one of those by now. Technically, you're not supposed to be promoting your Avon business on a personal page. That's Facebook policy. They want you to use a business page, and of course they do, because they want to charge you for advertising. But you don't necessarily have to advertise. But create the page, because then you have a professional place on Facebook that you have that's legal, right? And then create a Facebook group, create a VIP group for your customers, and do everything you can to get people to join. Don't just start adding them. Don't just start adding them. You want them to join. You want them to click on the group and ask to join. You do not want to add people. That's the worst thing you can do, is add people. All you're going to do is piss people off. But then when you get them in the group, treat them well, you know, create as much interaction as you can. Do drawings, do incentives, do fun things in your group, right? We're going to talk about that some more. Number 6, have a Facebook party. So here is a post that tells you how to host a Facebook party. I have all the training on how to create your own party. I give you everything. So here, how to host a Facebook party. There's a video and a script and everything you need. There's even a test party you can go in and check out. Or we do team, we call them team, but they're really online beauty biz, Facebook parties every other campaign on the Even campaign. So our next one will be on campaign 22. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I will as soon as possible. I usually don't announce it till about a week before, because it doesn't do any good to get people there too early because it's a private Facebook group that we want to put people in. And so, but a Facebook party is a great way, especially with COVID, it's a great way to get people, online customers, and interact with them in a private group. Number 7, create a challenge. If you're looking to drum up some excitement, create a challenge that uses some of the products. You know, you could, I mean, this is going to be take your imagination. I don't really know the best challenges, but the one I came up with was maybe just do a just 5 minutes challenge where you can show people a different 5-minute look using makeup that you sell every day, right? So maybe once a week or something you could do, hey, you could create this look in just 5 minutes. Or you could create a challenge in your Facebook group and ask them to create or to tell you how they can use Avon products for in just 5 minutes to create a look. And then have an incentive, give away free products to the winner, or better yet, give away something to everybody who participates. So have a winner that you give free products to, and then put the rest of them in your promotion tool on your Avon store and give them free shipping on a $50 order or 10% off or whatever's available in your online store. They change from time to time, so it's hard to say what they are, right? Number 8. This one is for you, Anitra, Facebook Live. So, yeah, I know you're afraid of live video, but bottom line is you just have to get over it. You just have to get over it. Live video is such a powerful tool for promoting your Avon business. You know why? Because people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And when they see you on video, they see you. It's not just a picture of you perfect. It's you stuttering. It's you clearing your throat. It's you, the way your mannerisms, the way you move your hands, the way you move your head. That it's just like if we were in real life. That's what they're seeing, is what you would be like in real life. And I don't know what it is, but somehow your aura comes across, because by watching somebody on video live, you get a connection with them. Either you like them or you don't. I mean, I don't know. I found even with newscasters that I have some that I'm like falling in love with, that I'd be like, oh, I would love to go have coffee with her, you know, would love to be best friends with her. Of course, that's not going to happen. But I mean, people, they become attracted to you. They're either attracted to you or they aren't. And the cool thing about a live is if they are not attracted to you, you'll never know it. They'll just go away. So they're not going to hurt your feelings, right? They just won't watch it. And if they are attracted to you, it's just so amazing how many times I will hear people out of the blue. You never know who's watching. You never know. And you never know who you're affecting. But out of the blue, I'll get someone will reach out to me. They'll send me a message. I have never heard of them before. And they'll say, I've been following you for months, and I really like you, and I would like to join your team. Or I would like for you to be my Avon rep. I get it all the time, you guys. And it's all, you have to put yourself out there. You have to get out of your comfort zone, and you have to let the real you come out. You don't have to be perfect. Don't even try to be perfect, because that's not what turns people on, right? It's you being you. Mm-hmm. Are you itching to say something?
No.
Do a bingo game in your group. That's a great way. And here's a link to the bingo game. We did that on a Facebook Live, on a Sunday Live. And so here's how to create the bingo card, and here's the Facebook Live we did on it, and here's training on how to use it. Okay, but you could do bingo in your private Facebook group. You could, I mean, give it away for free, right? Give away samples. People love samples even. I've done some incentives in my Facebook group where I'll say, just discussion, you know, like, hey, it's Friday favorites. What's your favorite Avon product? And if you comment, I'll enter you into a drawing. And if you comment and tell me why you love it, I'll enter you twice. And I'll give them away like a little bundle of samples or something. I'll give them away. It might be a lipstick. It might be something that didn't cost very much for me. Or maybe like, even like if you have any extras, like the little travel sizes of the Chi products that we got for free when you purchase so much. But I mean, just whatever. People love to get it. And you can use free products or free samples to introduce new products to your current customers and others who are unfamiliar with them. You can create loyalty and develop relationships because you're giving them something, right? You can expand customers' knowledge about products. Maybe they didn't know we had those kinds of products. I mean, look at all the new products we have. We have laundry detergent. We have cleaning supplies for your kitchen. We have stain removers for your laundry. We have toothbrushes and toothpaste and teeth whitening products. We have so many things that people who haven't looked at an Avon brochure in a while have no idea about.
Yeah, we even have the HexaShield products. The
first aid products.
First aid healing products. Yeah.
And then also can establish repeat customers. So one thing that Richard and I do is we always add a free gift to every order. Every order that we deliver, we add a free gift. It might be a hand cream, it might be a trial size product, or whatever we think we can, whatever we can get for pretty cheap. And Richard likes to say it's like Cracker Jacks. Do you want to tell him what you say?
Well, whenever I deliver an order to the customer, I say, your order's in here, but also this bag is like a Cracker Jacks box, because there's always something special in there. There's always a gift for everybody in there, and depending on what it is. I mean, for a while we made masks, and we were giving out masks when COVID first hit. Lynn made some masks, and we were giving them a free mask in their order. It could be things like if a customer orders eyeliner or mascara, I'll put a sample of the dual eye cream in there. It's just whatever pertains to that. If they buy certain Skin So Soft products, they have there's Skin So Soft samples that I'll put in there. It's just, you just tie something in, but you give them a little gift of some kind along with it sometimes. So.
We also bought a box of the disposable masks.
Mm-hmm.
They're like $50, but there's like 50 of them in the box, so they're only like $1 a piece. But we bought a box of the disposable masks, and so Richard sometimes will put like one of them in. He just sticks it in a plastic baggie and puts it in their order, and that's always something that's really thoughtful. It only costs $1. If you're delivering an order that's $30 or $40, you can afford to do something for $1, right? And or a lip balm or something, you know.
Yeah, lip balms or hand creams, it's little mini sizes.
Anitra says, I remember the Cracker Jack box. You're showing your age, Anitra. Offer incentives in your Facebook groups. We talked about that. Use the Avon promotion tool. There's a post here about using promotions to grow your business. All of these are linked from this post that I'm sharing with you right now. So this talks a little bit about ideas for promotions and how to do them. You know, you'll want to take the Avon U training on how to actually create a promotion. But I actually, you know, I really hate that we don't have the Welcome 10 code anymore. I used it a lot. And so what I do, Sherry puts candy in all her orders. That's an idea. That's a good idea. There you go. So what I do is every campaign, I create a new promotion, and I was doing it for 10% off, and then this campaign, Avon didn't give us a 10%. They didn't allow us to. So I guess you have to work with what you got, right? But normally I create a new promotion every campaign, and then whenever I get someone on my email list, because I'm constantly trying to build online and I'm trying to add people to my email list, or when I get their contact information, I add them to my Avon Now contacts, either way. And then I immediately add them to that promotion. So I create a new one every campaign. And so let's just say if right now I have one going, a promotion going for free shipping on a $50 order. That's for this campaign. And so if I met Richard today somewhere and I got his contact information and I got his email address, I would add him to my Avon Now contacts, and then I would immediately add him to that promotion. I also have another, I do the promotion twice because there's no way to remind people of the promotion. So I create the promotion from the first day of the campaign for 2 weeks, but I actually end it like the Friday of when the next campaign starts. So it's like goes for 2 full weeks. I mean, it goes, you know how the campaign ends on Tuesday? Well, I let my promotion go through Friday because then it's overlap, right? But I do that on purpose because if I get somebody at the last minute before I've created a new promotion, at least this one's good for a couple of days. But I create that one, and then I create the same exact promotion, but I only run it the one day of the last day. And I put a B on the end of my promo code. So like, you know, I don't know, be like, I put I use the campaign C2010 or something for 10% off, right? And then I would put C2010 with a B, and I would put the same people in that same campaign. And then in the comments where you write your little message, I say, just wanted to remind you that this promotion is still going on. So be sure if you want to use it, that you use it today. right? That way I hit them twice with that same, with 2 promotions, but it's really the same promotion, just 2 different codes. Then they could use either code for that second time. They would work either way. But it's just my way of, because there's no way to remind them. Avon doesn't give us that. Hopefully they will let us go in and send a reminder. But those are just things to think about. And then number 10, create an email list. So email's really, really important, I think, for lots of reasons. Number one, first, if right here, an email list is one of the most valuable tools you can have. If you click on that, I go into how to set up an email list, and I give you a link where you can set up one with Aweber. It's free. And so that talks about emails. It talks about when I send my emails and what I say and all of that. But email is personal. So if you put them in your Avon Now contacts, you really don't have full control over them, because if Avon was to shut their doors, you wouldn't have that information anymore, right? So having an email list means it's outside of Avon. And so, of course, you would add them to Avon Now and let Avon send them the marketing emails. But then you would also have an email list either with Aweber or MailChimp or somebody, where then you can send them an email saying, hey, the campaign just started. Welcome to campaign 20. Welcome to campaign 21. You know, my order's going in on Wednesday if there's anything you want, all of that. So email is personal. It lands in their inbox. And so hopefully they'll see it more. Not everybody uses email, but it's still a valid way to grow your business. And so emails one-on-one, even though it's a list, when you send the email, it goes out to each one individually, and when they respond to you. It's not like a group thing. There's not groups. It's you're sending it to the group, but it's individual. Email is purposeful because they've hopefully given you permission to email them, right? And they want to hear from you. If you have a website, if you start to decide you want to start blogging and start creating a website, you will want to have an opt-in form on your website. Just like I showed you at the beginning of this one, where if you want to get on my email list for online beauty biz, fill that out, right? And I give away something. In that case, I'm giving away free flyers. I have my website is lovemybeautybiz.com. That's my customer website. That's where I promote my business. I grow my business from there. And I just say sign up for our newsletter so you'll get all the latest deals and special promotions. And then when they sign up, they immediately get an email from me saying, thanks for joining my email newsletter. And this is automated. I set it up automated. Thanks for joining my email newsletter. Avon has now we still can offer promotions, but Avon requires us to set them up. And so I have set up a promotion for you. Watch for an email from Avon within 24 hours. And then I send a second email about 3 days later that says, just wanted to make sure you got your promo code. And if not, here's how to find it on my Avon online store. And I mean, all of that stuff you have to learn. I mean, you might not even know what I'm talking about right now. Don't worry about it. It's just a concept right here, right? But just like me trying to learn Pinterest and me trying to learn how to grow my business online so I can get $150,000 a year in sales, it's something you have to do too. You have to stretch your mind. You have to learn. And so I'm just kind of giving you overall concepts right now. I'm not expecting you to know how to do all this or for you to run out and do it, but it's things that you can put in your mind that, well, when you're ready to grow, you can try these things. So email is important, but you know, being successful in your Avon business doesn't require that you be extraordinarily lucky at all. Luck has nothing to do with it. Luck is being prepared for when things come to you, right? The universe is providing for us all the time. There's opportunities all around us. And that's why I teach that you want to open your mind. You want to have personal growth to open your mind so that you will see those opportunities when they come to you. And luck is seeing those opportunities and taking advantage of them. It's not, I got lucky, I got a 4-leaf clover. It doesn't work that way, right? And it doesn't require that you have a massive team supporting your efforts. Really, it's just about you doing the work and taking the steps to be successful. So if you have a favorite method not on this list and tried something, then let us know. Let us know what works for you. So that's what I have for you today. And I'm sure Richard probably has something he wants to say.
No, it covered it pretty good. Yeah, just start doing things. Like I said earlier, it's mainly what you're doing in your business, not what you're thinking about doing. Because if you're in action, things will start falling into place. Like Lynn just said, you'll be ready for the opportunities that come along.
Yeah. And like Richard pointed out, and this is really important because you know what? I see people, and I'm not going to call anybody out, but people that submit their daily 8 form to me, I see them a lot of times when I say, what were your wins this week? They tell me they got 8 points or whatever. And my wins were I did personal development. And hey, that's great. That is amazing, but that's not going to grow your business. So if you're looking to grow your business, then you need to get outside of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. And you need to take the action to make it work. So the top half of that list, like Richard said, let me see if I have it here. The top half, the prospecting, the follow-up, the getting a brochure to every customer, the follow-up, placing your order, sorting your order, and even the passive prospecting, putting brochures out and social media posts and doing parties and events, and of course, sponsoring a new representative. Those are all active. Those are all actively growing your business. The other ones, reviewing leadership reports and business training, of course you need that stuff, and you're going to get credit for doing it. And personal development, you need all that stuff, and you're going to get credit for doing it, but that's not what's going to grow your business. So if you want to grow your business, you've got to do the active stuff. You've got to take action, and you've got to work to get out of your comfort zone and grow. Hi, Idra. Very informative. Thank you. Thank you. So that's what I have, you guys. So let me come back to us. There we go. Now you got us. So that's what we have today. So I think you don't have anything to add?
No, just getting out of your comfort zone. It sounds difficult, but all of us got married at least once, or some of us twice, and you managed to meet 1 or 2 people, and we all have friends, and you kind of know your neighbors, and you don't have to get really upset about it. Sometimes if you think about it too much, then that's when it becomes difficult. But just kind of naturally just go about your day and just be curious to meet new people, to talk to new people, and things will start happening. And sometimes it's slow starting, and some people have better personalities than others about doing it. But just know that all of us have interests in different things, and we all have abilities to talk and meet people. When we want to meet somebody, when we want to have something, when you want to have a McDonald's, you drive to McDonald's, and if you drove through the drive-through window and you'll order the food. But if you say, oh no, I can't talk to the person at McDonald's, I don't know if they really want me to buy a hamburger from them, you're going to starve to death. So we all have our wants. We all have our little dream lists and things that we do, and some are just bigger than others, and just go out and do it. Have fun with it.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. And there's no reason you can't give a brochure to the lady in the drive-up window.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what we have. Idra, thank you. She says thank you. And Lily says, thank you for sharing. Thank you, Lily. Thank you guys all for being here with us. We will be back next week, same time, same place, right here on our Facebook Live. So go out there and have an amazing week. And we'll see you online, and we'll see you next week.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.